a titanic battle.
He has just gone ballistic. It's another deciding tie-break success. What a thriller. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
The NITO ATP Finals 2021. Live on Astro Supersport and the Astro Go app. The semifinals winners of the West and East region are through to the final. Now, who will be crowned King of Asia? The AFC Champions League final, live on Astro Supersport 4 and the Astro Go app.
You saved my life. I want you to join us. Join Yorosuke. The three challenges of the warrior with us.
Challenges have been won now.
Code devoted to bringing about violence, extortion, and death.
I warned you. This is all I've ever wanted.
Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. Rent and stream on demand or go to channel 481.
Packing into this stadium to get behind Algeria as they try and deal with Burkina Faso for a place in round 3 of World Cup qualifying for Qatar 2022. It's 1-1. Algeria opening the scoring through Riyad Mahrez, firing in from close range. The equaliser came through Sanogo, a beautiful volley after a fantastic through ball from Sangare. It's 1-1, and which means that Algeria are in a position to qualify because they only need a point, they only need to draw, whereas Burkina Faso need to win. And we have a change, and it looks like Fegouli's going to
is nearly latched onto. And a long-range shot coming in potentially. No, that's Sangare's efforts comes out. There's a chance now for a shot in the... Well, the flag's gone up, in fact. High ball over the top. Belali goes looking. And this time Coffey goes straight up field. Ben Lamry, another header. That's Bill, will be a foul. That's Benacer hassled and grounded by two stallions. Benacer originally playing for Empoli, of course. A tenacious midfielder. Belali. Here is, well, that's gone a little bit too far, and there's a great opportunity as Zerouki unable to get onto that, and that ball comes down towards the right-hand side. No foul awarded for that challenge coming in, despite the calls by the midfielder. Toure, straight through the middle. Here's Belali. Belali dispossessed. That's a very firm challenge, but there's nothing wrong with it. And it's Kira who's responsible. 10 minutes into the second half. The tempo and the temperature is rising despite this wet and cold evening in Blida, in the hills south of Algiers. About an hour's drive away from the Algerian capital. It's a cauldron of a stadium that doesn't allow anybody to... Oh, that's going to be a block, that is, surely, and that's a free kick. Ben Lamry just preventing him from finding a little... going through and walking on, racing onto that Sangare. Out of his sails with that block. Well, the West African country will be bouncing at the moment, hoping that their nation, the landlocked nation, can produce the right results here against the giants of North Africa. I'm sure it's just absolutely everywhere. All around the country in Koudougou or Bobo Dioulasso or Hugoya, Bozanga, all of these places, they're going to be just buzzing with everybody watching their national team try and conjure up the right result. Another goal, and they'll put themselves in a very good position. Sangare goes off, holding his chest. We'll see if they can do something with this free kick as the captain Dio comes up. Here is Sanogo, fires one over the top. It's met by the Dutch-born midfielder Zerouki, born in Amsterdam and playing for Jean 20, originally with the Dutch Eredivisie team 23 years of age, just 5 caps playing. Got a big role for him to play. There's a good ball, although that was
Kind of unexpected, didn't know how to control it, could bring it down, surrounded by Algerian defenders. And just to give you the results of the other matches that have been taking place in Africa for this final round of action, as Belayli tries to sneak past the defender there for Burkina Faso. Quida. It's going to be a throw-in for Ben Sebaini. And he'll find Slimani on that occasion. Holds the ball back, gets the ball back to Feghouli. I think that's probably the first time that we've actually seen him touch the ball since the start of the second half. They've had a lot of possession, Burkina Faso, since the game got back underway. That high ball going over the top towards Mahrez. Look at the control, it's top-notch. He too was just managed. And here they go again, pushing the ball up forward very quickly. Sangare waits for a little bit of support. Doesn't have too many options. And then he gets nudged over there by Mahrez. And it will be a free kick for Burkina Faso. And the other results, Nigeria are being held by Cape Verde. It's 1-1 at the moment. With Osimhen scoring a goal in the first minutes. As we see, there's a change for Burkina Faso. And Ouattara goes off. And he will be replaced by Bandé. Hassan Bandé is the player who will take over the task of scoring here against Algeria, sending his team through to the third round of qualification. There's the push in the back from Mahrez, and you can see that Sangare hits the deck. There will be another free kick. Burkina Faso, after an hour, holding the Desert Foxes here in Blida. Sangare back up on his feet. Here is the high ball going over. He comes up, the hands went up for Mandi, but it's not a problem. He's a big player, of course, and he'll be a real handful for the Algerian defence. That's nicely passed through to the big man, who's Ben Yedder has just come across and done really well to tidy things up. This is nice slick football, but that wasn't too good. Now he needs to square up to, well, making the obvious. The ball goes down, that's been kicked out, and it's going to be a Ben Lamry, no need to react like that. That's what he likes to do. That's the provocation, of course. With Cabaret, the young 20-year-old player who is based in France, playing for Troyes. Hassan Bandé plays at the moment. Plays for the Croatian football team from Pune. Michelin as well. Here's Ben Sebaini trying to work his magic. Oh, that's going to be getting a little bit frustrated there and deep down in enemy territory. That winning goal. Comes across, the ball goes out of play.
And Bayala unable to do anything with that. That will just fuel this Algerian team as Slimani picks the ball up. That's what he does well on that occasion, showing a little bit too much. Here is the captain. That wasn't a good through ball to try and link up with Sanogo. It's a good opportunity. Cross to Mahrez is not good enough. Cut out there by Feghouli. Feghouli to Mahrez. Mahrez has the ball in the corner. Calmly runs onto it. The skill set. Dress Sangare and say that he is playing some fantastic football, and Toure needs also to step up his game and work a little bit harder in the midfield to make it really complicated for Algeria as they try and knit together and waiting for Toure. Back to Dio. Over to Kaboure. Sanogo kicks the ball off Ben Sebaini. Another throw-in. Crazy rush to get the ball up the other end. Just building and constructing from the back. Good opportunity. Mandy comes back, and finally it's Mbodi who comes out, but you can just see that was dangerous. A little flick and then the acceleration. Mandy had to be at his best at the same time. I think that Mbodi, well, he was quick off his mark too. Down the line, the touch by Slimani. Belaili unable to do anything. We are 25 minutes away from the final whistle here, and Algeria and Burkina Faso are all level at 1 goal apiece. The ball goes down to the left-hand side once again. It's been picked up by Bayala. Bayala cuts inside. The through ball is a chance. That's just come off a Burkina Faso player, and it will be a goal kick. The acceleration and the speed in which they start their attack, got to watch out. It was good work by Cyril Bayala, the Ajaccio man. You can see that he was trying to link up with Band-Aid, but the players racing back into position. Up in enemy territory once again. Ben Lamry smashes it upfield. It's been tidied up by Benacer. The pressure in the midfield, well, it's starting to reach fever pitch. Feghouli gets the ball out wide. It's been cut out. Very nicely done. Benacer gets the ball back to Belaili. Belaili down the left-hand side, gets past his man, gets past the captain. Belaili stabs it back. It's in the back of the net. It's a great goal. It's absolutely fantastic. Feghouli is the man. He's got himself on the end of it, and he latched onto it perfectly. Supplied by Belaili, and Algeria have taken the lead once again here in Blida. A stunning goal, perfectly worked down that left-hand side. The celebration comes from the stands, of course. The first time that Algeria have had fans back in the stands in 2 years, and they get themselves what could be a key goal. Benacer down to Belaili. Just look what he does with Dio. Gets past the captain, down towards the edge of the 6-yard box, pulls it back to Sofiane Feghouli, and it's driven into the corner, beating Hervé Kofi to make it 2-1. It's an excellent finish, that really is. Outside of the right foot, into the corner. It all happened so quickly, you didn't even have time to blink. Now there's your change, of course. Belali going off. Big hug from his coach, Belmadi, Youssef Belali. And he is replaced by Ben Rama. Oh, the spell of possession that Burkina Faso had, and then all of a sudden a killer blow as Algeria hit back, just when you thought that maybe the Stallions would go galloping off to get another goal, snatch a lead. And the tables have been turned also very quickly. And Sofiane Fougouli scoring his 19th goal in 73 appearances for Algeria. Istanbul. Ben Nasser looking to try and pick up Ben. Ben Rama, the West Ham United player. Former player of Brentford, of course, where he played for 3 seasons. Scoring more than 25 goals and over 80 appearances for the Hammers, as Zerouki gets rid of the ball again. Tapsoba and wide to Dio. Didn't expect Ben Sabaini to be just behind him. Here's Mahrez calming things down. It's all done in slow motion with Mahrez, and that's Slimani. Slimani's up. Challenge from Cabaret, takes out the ball and offers Algeria the chance to attack again. Throw. And his first cap against Tanzania in 20. There's the throw-in, picked up by Ben Rama. There will be a corner. Ben Nasser just Jamel Belmadi, the man in charge, meticulously into detail, thinks of absolutely everything. As Ben Nasser flies in the corner, it goes way over the top, picked up by Mahrez. Mahrez on the edge of the penalty box, gives the ball back to Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder's cross doesn't make its way to any of his teammates, and it's been picked up by Zerouki, who can't do anything with it. Looks to the referee, Mr. Gomez, to try and say that he got kicked in the ankle, but it falls on deaf ears. The Charleroi goalkeeper, Kofi, getting the ball out to his centre-back. Here is Tapsoba to Dio. Dio gets the ball out by Cabaret. Looks up, looking for options. It's a nice little ball. It's been picked up smoothly by Cyril Bayala. Tries to get past Ben Sabaini. And he loses possession. The cry of satisfaction, those little battles that he's winning. And when he loses them, he hates it. He's so strict with himself, Ben Sabaini. Doesn't like to let his team down. The mistakes, he's leaves him very frustrated. Nothing wrong with being meticulous. Tapsoba gets the ball back into the midfield. Watch out for the midfielders. That's nicely done. That ball comes over to the left-hand side. Now it's a good opportunity. Does he get knocked over? Is that going to be a penalty? I'm not too sure. The referee says offside. In fact, nothing to do with a foul of any kind. South African linesman communicating with the main referee, Victor Gomez, and they understood right from the word go that it was an offside call, regardless of what happened afterwards. Liberia, Central African Republic. It's 2-1 at the moment. And Nigeria are 1. It's 1-1 between Nigeria and Cape Verde. Mozambique beat Malawi 1-0 earlier on today, as we see Toure off on a wander again. Sanogo. It's crossed into the penalty area, and there is a free kick. A foul in the penalty box. And there you can see the gesture. Lamry still probably the hand marks on his back. Quite happy to make everybody know that he was pushed down. And it was a blatant free kick, foul against the centre-back. Big matches coming up tonight. The clash between Cameroon and Côte d'Ivoire will decide who will go through to round 3. Egypt beat Gabon earlier today, 2-1, already through Egypt. Libya and Angola playing out a goalless draw, 1-1 draw. That finished off their encounter, their campaign. Gouli wins the corner. Mauritania, Equatorial Guinea, and Tunisia, Zambia. 2 matches taking place tonight in Group B. Equatorial Guinea and Tunisia level on points. Who will go through between those 2 nations? Slimani points to his head. Ben Nasser tees it up. He has Mahrez. Mahrez says, I'll leave it for you. Or more like Ben Nasser says, it's for me. Here's the delivery. Comes over. Well, it wasn't too far off the spot. That was a good attempt to try and tee something up, but Ben Rama unable to keep it down. The West Ham United man just maybe connecting with the ball a fraction too early. The changes are coming in from Kamu Malu, of course. Cyril Bayala has been replaced, and Eric Traoré comes on to replace him. And over on that far side, it's Mohamed Konate who's come on for Sanogo, the goal scorer. This is footballer Konate in Russia. In the Russian Premier League, FC Akhmat Grozny. Actually born in the Côte d'Ivoire in Odiene. Fans enjoying this. Fans, the Algerian fans getting well behind the Desert Foxes as they go in search of another victory here in Blida to defend that incredible record of 40 3 matches played here and not a single loss. 37 wins, 5 draws. And then this could potentially be another victory or another draw. If it's a defeat, it'll be the first time ever that a team have actually beaten Algeria here at the Stade Mustafa Chaka Stadium in Blida. Tapsoba to Dayo. High ball once again from Burkina Faso, trying to pick out the big players up front, or that man Bande. Konate's another big figure who will try and latch on to the high ball, and has good skills as well. There's the delivery into the penalty box. It's headed away. Had to come in and cover his lines there for Gouli, as the rain falls quite heavily here in Blida, south of Algiers. Burkina Faso looking for an equaliser going into the final 10 minutes. There's the delivery, the ball comes across, there's no one on the end of it. That's a nice little touch, that, from Ben Rama. Here they go, moving forward. Mahrez gets the ball back, but I'm afraid that that's a little bit too close to Hervé Kofi, who deals with that perfectly. Ball's been kept in, that's so... No, it's just crept over the other side of the paint. Sangaré unable to keep that ball in play. Appears to be left mildly bewildered by the linesman's decision. Side is Bande. Bande waits for a little bit of support outside of him. He's got a runner, decides not to use him. There's a ball that comes in. It's a good through ball that was nearly latched onto by Traoré. Eric Traoré unable to get there quick enough. It's going to be complicated for the Stallions to get a goal later. It gets into the last 10 minutes with Raisin Bully. 35-year-old, his 83rd match playing for Algeria. Playing for Al Ettifaq, Saudi Arabia. Picked up again by Touré. Long ball, this is not bad at all. Good opportunity. Can he get his shot in? Oh, it's going to be a penalty. Guaranteed to be a penalty, surely. What's the ref? Yes, the referee, Mr. Gomez, is pointing to the spot. Of course it is. And he bundled him over, of course, Ben Lamry. Great running. Went right in front of the 2 defenders. And what colour card is he going to produce from this, from that challenge? Just look at that. Ben Lamry. There was a double tackle from Mandy and Ben Lamry just to bring down Konate. And now they've got a chance to make it 2-2 with just over 8 minutes to go. Raisin Bully and the captain of Burkina Faso, Dayo. Plays his football in Morocco, but he wants to produce a goal here in Algeria, in Blida. Such an important penalty this really is. Victor Gomez making sure that everybody's in their right position. Don't even think about creeping over the paint. Can the captain lead by example? Dayo up against Raisin Bully. Here's the penalty to make it 2-2. Burkina Faso looking to try and score an equaliser once again. There's a shot, it's in the back of the net, they found the goal! 2-2 it is, and this is going to be a tantalisingly close 7 minutes. He fired into the corner there, he knew exactly where it was going to beat Rai Samboli, and Dio side-footing down into the left-hand corner, with Mboli going the other way. Perfectly placed and a perfectly timed equaliser. They need one more if they want to qualify for round 3. Algeria can qualify with this scoreline. We've got 6.5 minutes to go with a few minutes of added time, probably. Zerouki. Here is Ben Yedder. Ben Yedder under pressure. That's a long ball that's gone back to Mboli. Had time to control. And there's the clearance. Hands in the back. You can't do that on Ben Rama. Jamel Belmadi will be the first ever coach of an Algerian national team to lose a match here in Blida. Can they hold on, or will it be just another draw, a 6th draw for Algeria? There's the challenge coming in, it's a goal kick. He's got nothing, according to Victor Gomez. Leaps like a gazelle over the defender. Kabori. That's going to be a foul committed by Mahrez. 5 minutes. 5 minutes for Burkina Faso to create the biggest upset in World Cup qualifying. Surely. The African champions, winners of the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Also back in 1990. A team that's packed full of talent, that strut their stuff right across the European continent, but also abroad in the Middle East and beyond. It's 2-2 here at the Stade Mustafa Cheikha in Blida. Blida, sorry, and well, it's going to the wire. Just over 4 minutes to go. Mboli, one little mishap could turn this clash into a disastrous occasion for Algeria. They've kind of got their finger on the pulse of things, but they've got to be a little bit careful and not make mistakes. The foul on Konate obviously offering Burkina Faso the penalty. It's a great chance for Gouli down the right-hand side. There's Slimani who goes up for it, but he's not going to beat Kofi on that occasion. And he wants to get the ball up field as quickly as possible. There's no one up there at the moment. Konate's just putting a bit of pressure on Mboli, and they'll try and slow things down. You can just sense that. Benacer is down on the ground. And Guira sniffing around to see what's happening there. Victor Gomez will obviously ask for the stretcher to come on. He'll take him up as quickly as possible, and he'll add on the time accordingly. You can see that Jamel Belmadi is going to be relieved if it stays like this and the final whistle is blown. You can see what he's doing. He's just taking advantage of this little moment. It's all about game management. Mahrez, Fagouli, Slimani, and of course Ben Rama, the substitute. The fans shivering and shaking in the cold here in Blida, but if there is a victory or if there is a draw for Algeria, that's all that matters. Back up on his feet, he wants to get back into action. and it's going to be important. To have 11 players on the pitch, 2 minutes to go. And it's Abdelkader Bedran who's going to come on for Benasser, who's put in a very good shift tonight, very busy indeed. Taken quickly. Cabaret gets the ball to Coffee. Get up there, move up into the final third. Push up. Let's pepper that goal with some shots before the final whistle and see if we can grab something. We can nab 3 points. Through ball's not good enough. Mahrez gets rid of it, up to Slimani. Slimani, there's the foul that's been committed by Tapsoba, by Leverkusen man, bringing down Slimani. He'll stay down for an extra few seconds. You can see that the weather doesn't favour fast-flowing football. Well, it does, but it makes for a very greasy and wet finish here in Algeria. I think we got about 4 or 5 minutes of added time. 4 minutes at least, maybe not 5. And I think that is a corner. Yeah, it is a corner. Came off a Burkina Faso player. And it will be a corner for Algeria, who are in no rush to get themselves up into their opponent's penalty box. Ben Rama, let's see how many minutes of added time. 3 minutes of added time there, we can see. It's up to Algeria to try and hold on. And they give away the ball with a free kick immediately. They are most definitely in the last chance saloon. He's gained an extra few meters there, Coffee. Told to get that ball back. Doesn't want to rush that either. Burkina Faso on the cusp of elimination unless they can get something. Mandy with the header. Being picked up just in the midfield by Toure. Out wide to Sangare. Sangare's got a player outside of him. There's the delivery into the penalty box. There's a header. Nicely tidied up there on the left-hand side by Guira. Can't afford to give away another penalty. Oh, that's well done, very well done there by Islam Slimani. Intelligently just waiting until he can kick the ball back off the Burkina Faso player. And just look at the rain. Conditions are horrible. Most definitely not extinguish the celebrations that will follow in just over a minute's time. Spreads it out wide to Ben Sabeni. It's all about game. Burkina Faso will not get that goal. Feghouli. Here's Mandy. Long ball upfield, not a bad one either. A little bit too far. Flying off the surface. Last 30 seconds. Last chance, need to get at least a shot in. High ball coming in. Anybody going up for that? Well, just Slimani once again. Bentabani, last few seconds. There it is. They've done it. Algeria have qualified for the third round of qualification. They finish as the winners of Group A, denying Burkina Faso an outsider's chance of qualifying. Disappointment for the Stallions, but joy for the Desert Foxes. The final score here in Blida: Algeria 2, Burkina Faso 2. Well, this really was pure entertainment here in Algeria. We knew that Burkina Faso would put up a very brave fight. They did score goals. They nearly caused an upset. But the African champions of 2019, the African champions of 1990, and the nation who participated in World Cups previously, 2014, of course, being the last, I think we can definitely say that they are moving forward once again with this golden generation of players led by Mahrez and co. And it was all worth it for all of these fans who have turned up, allowed to come into the stadiums for the first time in 2 years. And regardless of the rain and the cold, they're here behind the Desert Foxes as they try and help them, usher them, and keep them moving in the right direction. They enter the draw at the end of the month to find out who they will play in the home and away legs that will take place in March. But more importantly, at the moment, it's just about appreciating qualification from Group A after a tight tussle against Burkina Faso, and yet more goals scored for Jamel Belmadi's men. Their tally has just been exceptional. There's 26 goals scored in 6 matches played for Algeria, and this is the confirmation and the final standings from Group A. Algeria edging Burkina Faso by 2 points at the top to qualify. Niger and Djibouti 3rd and 4th places. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you soon. Congratulations, Algeria. Commiserations, Burkina Faso.
Riding high on the crest of a wave, Bali takes its place as the world center of badminton as the 2021 season draws to a close. Who will reign on the Isle of the Gods?
Fantastic match.
Absolutely delightful. Was a terrific final.
The BWF Indonesia Masters, live on Astro Supersport 4 and the Astro Go app.
You saved my life. I want you to join us. Join Irasco. The 3 challenges of the warrior. We'd answer them.
Challenges that we won now.
Cope devoted to bringing about violence, extortion, and fear.
I warned you.
This is all I've ever wanted.
Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins. Rent and stream on demand or go to channel 481.
The Sea Island Golf Club hosts one of the final PGA Tour events of the year on both the Seaside and Plantation courses.
Got a chance. What a putt. How about that? Really well done. Almost perfect. Yeah, there you go. From long range. Dead straight putt. Oh, my goodness.
Robert Streb is the first 2-time champion of the RSM Classic.
It's all to play for. The RSM Classic live on Golf Channel.
In South America, the ticket to the World Cup is the calling card of top players. Here, the dance, the rhythm, and flow will set the target.
Look at that for a cool finish. What a way to win a match. Is that a fantastic...
Which country will book a place in the top rank? CONMEBOL World Cup Qualifiers, live on Astro Supersport and the Astro Go app.
Sekarang awak dah lain. Awak dah macam Tok Haji, tahu tak? Kau fikir janji.
Penunggang Agama 2. Rent and stream on demand or go to channel 480.
Strelec na zadnji tekmi slovenske reprezentance, Vika Zajski dovolj tudi o tem, na kakšnem položaju v slovenski reprezentanci se najbolje počuti.
Hello, welcome to Stadion Stozicia in Ljubljana for what is the final chapter in these European qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup. 10 swift match days, which began less than 8 months ago, reached their conclusion today for Slovenia and Cyprus. Neither will be taking one of the slots at the FIFA World Cup next year, nor will they be having a say in who does. Slovenia are 4th in Group H, Cyprus are at the foot of the table in 6th. Both can still produce some movement. Slovenia could go above Slovakia, as could Cyprus over Malta, but the true suspense will be in Split today. Russia and Croatia duelling for automatic qualification. If Russia get at least a point, they will be going to Qatar. Croatia have to win to avoid the playoffs. Well, another qualification campaign, another missed window of opportunity for Slovenia. 2010 was the last time they made it to a World Cup. In fact, that was the last time they were at any major tournament. It could have been very different. They beat Croatia in their first group game back in March and then were a little unfortunate to lose away in Russia a few days later. But really, it was the defeat on match day 3 to today's opponents which ensured the die was cast on their qualification campaign. Slovenia beaten 1-0 in Nicosia. It was an insipid performance. It was one they never really recovered from. And I think they will feel they should have had more of an impact, really, on Group H. Many of the people who are here inside the stadium in Ljubljana today will still talk of that golden generation of the late 90s, early noughties, the likes of Zlatko Zahovic, whose goals were instrumental in Slovenia qualifying for Euro 2000, which was their first major tournament. But I guess the questions are whether this squad is performing to its maximum capacity. They certainly have got players who can hurt opposing teams, the likes of Josip Ilicic and Jasmin Kurtic. But they're both moving towards their mid-30s now. They do unquestionably have one of the best goalkeepers in Europe in Jan Oblak, who is still only 28. And they're hoping that in Benjamin Šeško they've got a future star as well that can carry them back to the global scene. The RB Salzburg forward, who is still just a teenager but one with plenty of self-belief. He's very happy to take the comparisons to Erling Haaland. It's just a shame that we won't be seeing him today, along with a few other Slovenian regulars, because of injury or suspension. Cyprus will still be licking their wounds after being demolished by Russia in St. Petersburg 3 days ago. They were beaten 6-0. 5 of the goals came in the second half, when Cyprus went from genuinely being in the game to at times gifting the game to their opponents. It was a pretty sorry showing. So Nikos Kostanoglu will be demanding far more from his team today, as will the Cypriot Football Association of him. You get the sense this is an important match for Cyprus's coach in terms of the country's direction of travel moving into 2022. As it stands, Cyprus are going to finish on 5 points in Group H. They have not had fewer in a World Cup qualifying campaign since their attempts to get to Germany for the 2006